Hey Bougie click. Welcome to today's video, Envious People, the hidden masters of passive aggression. Envy, often seen as a corrosive emotion, begins as a whisper and grows into a storm of passive aggression, leaving unhappiness in its wake. While some may dismiss it as a part of human nature, let's unravel the harsh truth. Those who are envious often wield passive aggression as their weapon of choice due to an inability to confront their insecurities. In this video, we'll break down how envy can make people miserable and explore why their go-to tactic is often subtle hostility. Plus, we'll offer insights on how to recognize these behaviors and, more importantly, how to break free from the envy trap. If you find value in today's content, be sure to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below.
I'ma make you a fan.
Envious people, the hidden masters of passive aggression. Envy is the most corrosive of emotions. It starts as a whisper, grows into a grumble, and eventually manifests in a storm of passive aggression and unhappiness. While some may chalk it up to human nature, let's not sugarcoat the issue. Envious people often play the game of subtle hostility because they lack the tools to confront their own insecurities. Here's the direct, no-nonsense breakdown of why envy makes people miserable and why their go-to weapon is passive aggression. The root of the problem: what is envy? Envy is an emotion born out of longing. It creeps in when someone desires something someone else has, whether it's success, talent, possessions, or relationships. Unlike admiration, which might inspire positive motivation, envy tends to breed resentment. It's not just about wanting what someone else has, it's about begrudging the person for having it. When envy festers, it often manifests in behaviors that are less than flattering, and one of the most common coping mechanisms is passive aggression. Why? Because envy rarely allows people to confront their feelings openly. Envy as a mask for insecurity. At its core, envy is rooted in a profound sense of inadequacy. It's that nagging voice that tells someone they're not good enough, smart enough, or successful enough compared to others. When confronted with another person's achievements or qualities, the envious individual feels threatened. Rather than channeling that discomfort into self-improvement, they resort to tearing others down. Cue the passive-aggressive digs, backhanded compliments, and subtle sabotage. Example: "Wow, you're really brave for wearing that outfit." Translation: "I'm projecting my insecurities onto you because I wish I had your confidence." They'd rather dim your light than confront why their own feels so faint. Passive aggression, the envious person's weapon of choice. Why passive aggression, you ask? Because it's sneaky. Envious people lack the courage, or self-awareness, to address their emotions directly. Instead, they deliver their venom in a package that's easy to deny. "Oh, I was just joking," they'll say after making a comment designed to cut deep. The truth is, passive aggression is the ultimate coping mechanism for people who feel powerless but still want to feel like they're winning at something. Let's not forget that passive-aggressive behavior also has the bonus of plausible deniability. It allows envious individuals to avoid direct confrontation while still causing damage. Win-win for them, lose-lose for everyone else. The psychology behind passive aggression. Passive aggression is the ultimate defense mechanism for someone feeling envious. Let's be real, no one likes admitting envy. It's an uncomfortable emotion that exposes vulnerability and a sense of inadequacy. Instead of addressing those feelings directly, envious people might resort to covert hostility. This allows them to express their dissatisfaction or resentment without openly confronting the source of their discomfort. Passive aggression typically shows up in snide comments, backhanded compliments, or subtle sabotage. Why? Because it's safe. It avoids the direct confrontation of saying, "I feel envious," while still letting their frustration seep out in ways they hope are undetected. Spoiler alert, they're not fooling anyone. The hallmarks of passive-aggressive behavior in envy. Here's a checklist for spotting passive-aggressive behaviors driven by envy. Backhanded compliments. Oh, you're so lucky everything comes easily to you. Some of us have to work hard. Subtle undermining, intentionally leaving you out of conversations, downplaying your achievements, or forgetting to include you in important plans. Feigning disinterest, acting like they couldn't care less about your new accomplishment while secretly stewing over it. Petty criticism, picking apart trivial aspects of your success to diminish its value. These behaviors are low-key but pointed. Envious individuals use them to level the emotional playing field in their minds. If they can't have what you have, they'll try to puncture your pride or minimize your joy. It's as if your happiness threatens their sense of self-worth, so they attempt to dull the shine. Why envy doesn't drive honest confrontation? One might wonder, why don't envious people just address their feelings directly? The short answer: fear of vulnerability and judgment. Envy is an inherently shameful emotion. Admitting it feels like saying, "I'm not good enough," or "I don't measure up." Instead, they mask these insecurities by playing the role of the passive-aggressive spectator, all while keeping their envy under wraps. Essentially, it's emotional cowardice cloaked in sarcasm. Another factor is social conditioning. Many people grow up learning that envy is bad and should be suppressed. When it bubbles to the surface, they lack the tools to process it in a healthy, constructive way. Passive aggression becomes a way to express those forbidden feelings without explicitly owning them. The powerlessness of envy. Unlike jealousy, which is based on the fear of losing something you already have, envy thrives in powerlessness. Envious people covet what others possess, but because they can't, or won't, work toward attaining it, they spiral into resentment. That resentment festers, making them feel even more helpless, which, let's be honest, is a pretty miserable way to live. Passive aggression becomes their way of reclaiming a sense of control, however feeble it may be. Think of it as their form of rebellion. Unable to openly confront their feelings or compete on the same playing field, they settle for sniping from the sidelines. The impact of passive-aggressive envy on relationships. Passive aggression is a relationship killer. It's toxic for both parties. The envious individual feels bitter and stuck in their own negativity, while the target of their behavior often feels confused, hurt, or even gaslit. Over time, these subtle digs erode trust and create emotional distance, leaving both sides feeling unsatisfied. In extreme cases, passive aggression can escalate into full-blown relational sabotage. Misery loves company. Envy isn't just bad for the people on the receiving end. It's downright toxic for the person experiencing it. Envy traps people in a cycle of comparison, dissatisfaction, and bitterness. When they're not busy being passive-aggressive toward others, envious individuals are often stewing in their own unhappiness. Every success they witness, every milestone they see someone else achieve, is another reminder of what they believe they lack. This self-imposed misery makes it nearly impossible for them to form genuine connections with others. After all, it's hard to build healthy relationships when you're constantly viewing the people around you as competitors or threats. Breaking free from the envy trap. The good news? Envy doesn't have to define someone's life. The key to breaking free is self-awareness and a willingness to grow. Envious individuals need to stop focusing on what others have and start asking themselves what they truly want. Instead of tearing others down, they can channel their energy into building themselves up. In the end, envy is a choice to dwell in misery or to rise above it. And while it may feel gratifying in the moment to deliver a passive-aggressive jab, it's a hollow victory. The only true way to overcome envy is through self-compassion, hard work, and a commitment to personal growth. Turning envy into empowerment. Here's the twist: envy doesn't have to be destructive. When recognized and addressed, envy can actually be a motivator. Instead of stewing in bitterness, individuals can use their envy as a cue to evaluate what they want and how to achieve it. But this requires self-awareness and a willingness to confront difficult emotions. It takes guts, but the payoff is worth it. Conclusion. Envy doesn't make someone a bad person, it's a natural human emotion. But when envy is allowed to fester, it often sneaks out in the form of passive aggression, causing harm to both the envious individual and their relationships. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward breaking free from envy's grip. After all, life's too short to waste time sulking in someone else's shadow. Be bold, own your feelings, and channel that energy into something productive. And remember, throwing shade won't make your garden grow. Thank you so much for tuning into today's deep dive into the world of envy and passive aggression. Remember, recognizing these behaviors is the first step toward a more positive and fulfilling life. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear this. And if you have any thoughts or experiences with envy you'd like to share, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. Subscribe to the channel for more insightful content and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, let's strive to turn envy into empowerment and focus on building the best version of ourselves. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. What do you think? Are envious people passive-aggressive? Let me know in the comments section. Stay bougie. Follow and support me. All links in bio. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Check description for more info. New episodes every day.